Hey yeah, YouTubers, Tasman here, and we are working still on our computer. So one thing I wanted to point out was that I noticed I kind of previewed the video and I was like, well, you can't really tell which slot I actually plugged that video card into. And so I have the manual right here. And as you can see, right here, this is your as you can see, this is the PCI Express 2.0 slot, is this tiny one. The one we used is this big one right above it, which as you can see here is this big one right here. I can't see if I saw that or you could see that. This is PCIe Express 3 and 2. And it's the X16 slot. So that's the one. We didn't want the X4 because, well, our card has a lot more pins in it than that, and it goes way over the edge. Some other things that this motherboard has that other motherboards might not, if you're building a different system, is this. I was pointing out that on and off, you can't see it now, but there was an on and off directly on the motherboard. And that is actually if you didn't want to have a case, you know, if you're build your own case or whatever, so you can turn it on or off right there and have your motherboard exposed. You don't have to have it on and off here. So that's kind of cool. Alright, so I have got my hard drives out of my other systems. So we have a 4 terabyte, a 4 terabyte. And my plan is I'm going to stripe these together using RAID 0 because this motherboard says it supports RAID, I think it's 0, 1, and 5. Maybe 6, I'm not sure. No, 10, which is 1 and 0. Then I have two 2 terabytes, and those will actually be individual. And then I've also pulled from my old system, I pulled my 2 DVD, so we have our DVD multi-recorder, and then we have our LightScribe Blu-ray disc DVD multi-recorder. And so these will be the CD-ROM drives for the system. These will be the hard drives. My plan is I will take this 2 terabyte, and I might actually even make some videos on how I configure Windows once it's up. I won't do a video on how to install Windows, because that's pretty self-explanatory. You put in the disk, you enter the information, and you go. But anyway, so my plan is with one of these 2 terabytes, I'm probably going to give about 500 gigs to the operating system, or for the Windows drive, the C drive. Then the remaining 1.5 terabytes will actually be for my D drive, which I usually have all my applications installed on. Then this drive right here will be strictly for games. And then these two, once they're striped together, so it'll be 8 terabytes, will be strictly for videos. So all my video archive will be there. And then of course we already talked about the 512 that's right down in here, which will be for the rendering. And that's just because the disk doesn't have to spin, because there is no spinny disk. Alright, so what we're going to do really quick, I should be getting my CPU fan today, so we'll do that maybe a little later. But what we're going to do really quick, let's see, we need to move you over this way. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pop out one of these guys and show you how to put in the discs. Now these are kind of flexible, and the easiest way is just kind of put your disc, and we're going to put a 2 terabyte one, which will be our C drive. So we want the side that has your connectors facing the back, which is not this piece right here. And what we do is we simply line up the screw holes that are on the side into the 2 pins on this side, like that and like that, and then you just kind of do a slight bend out right here and here to get these other 2 in. And this is going to be hard to do on the camera because, well, you have to put some pressure on it. Alright, so let's see, did that go in? No, not yet. Hold on just a second. These can be a little fun. There, I think we got that one, but I think we kind of messed that one up. So let's just do it again. So we're going to put that pin in there, that pin in there. And if we bring this up, right there, that one went in. And that one went in. Okay, so there we go. So now we can see we actually got our hard drive in there pretty good, right? Then all you have to do is you take it and you slide it right back in the drawer and you close it. So I'm going to quickly do that with these other ones. I shouldn't have stopped the camera for just a second. I'll talk. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I love teaching new things. And that's the whole reason I created this channel, is so that I could share my knowledge with others. There we go. So there's that. We'll throw that guy in. And then there's this one. We'll throw 4 terabyte in here. Make sure we got it facing right. Did we get that one facing? Yep. We're good. Okay, so it does take a little bit of muscling to get those to line up right, but it seems to be working fine. Until I say that, then of course it'll probably give me issues. Okay, so line this guy up right there. Got it. Right there, got it. There's that hard drive. And finally this one. Then we'll go ahead and put in our 2 DVD / Blu-ray, whatever you want to call them, drives. There's that side, that side. Bend this guy up. Push the pin in right there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there we go. Alright, so there's all our drives. Throw that one in there. Now the nice thing about this case is that we can actually come all the way around here, and as you can see right here, oops, excuse me, right here we have the backs of our drives, so we can have all our wires right here. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our 2 CD drives, and first we're going to remove our 2 plates here. Oh, not that one, because that one's up too high. So we're going to take that one and that one. Now inside here, you can see this metal plate. Generally, if you just get a screwdriver or something, you can bend these out, or sometimes you can even just pull it. But usually it works best with a screwdriver. Maybe. I can't get a good angle on it. Whoops, there goes the front plate. So there you go. So we broke the bottom piece, which is what we needed. So you just take this out and you can remove it. So it's just tacked on right there and there. It's not really tacked, it's actually how it is. And then this one we can just bend up now that we have some leverage, like that. Alright, so then we come over here to the side and we need to pop out these little green guys. Let's see, can you see that? Right here. We need this one. And you just pull it straight out. Well, you don't have to go quite that far. These actually come out so you can put them, like if your drive is an odd size. I believe these will actually be fine as is. And we can always look at that by kind of lining up our drive. And as you see how that lines up there, that lines up there. So we're pretty good. So once we got these little guys out, we rotate our system again to the front, and we take our first drive and we slide it in just like that, and it should line up pretty close to the very front, just right there. So this is flush. And then we should be able to push these. Oh, did I do the wrong two? I did. We can take this guy out actually. But that's okay. We're going to leave that one in because it'll look kind of nice. So anyway, we push the pin in. We kind of need to find the sweet spot right there. We found the hole. Push that one in. And now you can see drive no longer moves back and forth at all. Alright, we're going to do the same thing with the second drive. It's like I nicked myself. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing with the second drive. Now this one won't slide in because we actually didn't pop those pins out. So it's this bottom one. Just pop those out just slightly, boom, like that. And if we line this drive up pretty much exactly with this first drive, right there, we should be able to push these in with just a tiny bit of leeway. There we go, and there we go. So there you go, now you can see we have our two drives in. I'm going to put this in just to show you how fancy it's going to look. Just like that. So that's how the front of it will look. That's not bad. I don't mind having that guy up top. That's actually what I was thinking it was going to be originally. It's the fourth one up here that you can actually use. Alright, so now we've got all that in. We can easily wire up our drives because the backs of them are right here. And what we would need is our another piece for our power supply that gives us our two guys here. So let me see if I have that real quick. We have, here is one right here. So here we have one. Let me just make sure I have my other ones too. Just see that it has, so this one has 3. Gotta make sure we're gonna have enough power. I wasn't 100% if we get all 4 hard drives in there running. And so I'm gonna have to look for all the other pieces. Let's see. Is that one right there? Yeah, okay, we have plenty. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy right here. This is for the CD-ROM drives. Now these wires aren't going to go through any of the holes. Actually, I guess they could. It could come back out through here. So what we want to do is we're going to plug, let's see, can you even see that? Right there. So we're going to go ahead and plug this guy into the CD-ROM drives. So you'll notice they have this little, can you see that little tiny, has this little notch on this end. You need to make sure you get that correct inside here. So it looks like it will go, we're going to have to put a nice tight bend right there. And so that will go in the back of that CD-ROM drive. And that one will go in the back of that CD-ROM drive. And then we're going to take the excess, just so we don't have all the wires everywhere, and throw it through the hole back here. So there we go. Now we have power ran to those 2 drives. Oh man, I hate this cold. Now we're going to do basically the same thing. This one is not for that. Okay, we're going to do it for our hard drives now. So right here, nope, can't see that yet. Right over here, so here's our CD-ROM drive 1. Right down here is our hard drives. Let's go a little lower. Just like that. And we won't actually need all of this. Oh, actually we will, because we need this little guy down here. So that's our 5th. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this first one, we're going to plug it in to our first hard drive. And like that. Then this guy will go into the second hard drive. This one will go into the third hard drive. Come on, there we go. And oh, this actually has a fourth. Sweet. This will go into the fourth hard drive, which is awesome. And then here's our power cable right here. Then finally we have our little drive down here, and we'll simply take this last guy, untwist him, and we only need one on this guy. So I'm actually going to put it on the bottom one. That way if I later on have any other drives that I need to put in, I have two powers right there without having to stretch them in weird ways. Alright, and so I'm going to put a nice pin at the bottom of this guy. And we're going to plug him in to the little hard drive. Right like that. And then I'm just going to take these pieces and just kind of push them in onto the side of the hard drive. Right into there, just to get them out of the way. Just like that. So now we have these three guys. Hopefully they'll all reach. I think they should. And we're going to put them through the flap over here. Can we see that flap? Yeah, you can. So we're going to put all three of those through the flap over here. Hoop. And these two like so. And then we're going to rotate our guy again. And these guys will just plug into the standard slots on our power supply over here. Can we see that? Kind of good enough. Alright, so let's see, grab you and this one. And we're just going to simply plug these guys in. So we'll maybe put this guy on the top, this guy next, right here, and finally this guy at the bottom. And actually, we might want, we had one other. So this guy, no, it's this guy right here. Maybe we should take this one, which is to the top up here. Well, you can't see it up here. Remember our little docking one? We need to take this guy and plug him into one of them too, as well as, I'm not exactly sure where that guy goes, but we'll figure it out. It looks like he goes up here, so he's definitely powered something up here. So we're gonna take that one. Where'd he go? I didn't push him back through enough. So we're gonna take, where'd he go? Right here, this guy. We're gonna feed him back through, because we don't want him on that side. Alright, so we fed him back through backwards. We're going to have to feed this guy back through too, just so we can get him out. Feed him back in. Like a show. Okay. So we're actually going to plug this guy into one from this one down here. So hopefully you can still see all that. Yes. Alright, and we'll just plug him into the next one. Now if it comes to a point where we need any additional drives, you can always go buy these little cables. And then we're gonna need probably one of these. And we have a CPU one, which is right here. Maybe we'll go ahead and plug this guy in too for the CPU. Although, well, we can wait until we get the CPU fan and everything. So this is the other type that we were talking about. And that is actually for this type of plug. So as you can see, well actually I was showing you that earlier. So you just push that in like that. These ones always have an issue going in straight. So you really have to sometimes play with them. Because these pins, as you can see, I don't know if you can see in there, but see how I can wiggle it around really loosely? So it's very handy to have these other types nowadays. There we go. See, actually that went nice and flush. I lined it up right finally. So, and I'm not exactly sure what this is powering, but it's something important, so we're going to go ahead and give it power. And we have that at the bottom, so we're going to actually just shove this guy through, and then we'll plug him. Actually, we want to shove it through this side over here, and we'll just plug him in to one of those sides also. So we come around. We have plenty of slots on this guy, so we're going to go ahead and bring him around, and we're going to put him at the bottom here. It's kind of dark, I can't see, which means you guys probably can't see at all. Okay, so basically there's all our power for that, and let's see, where's the CPU one go? I think, let's pop you out real quick. Yeah, the CPU looks like it's this last one, so we definitely want to get that plugged in at least on this side, because we're burying it. So we're going to go ahead, and this is the side that goes to type 3. So I believe it's this guy right here. Like that. Actually, hold on. You just have to follow the things that your actual drive says, or your device here says. So we're going to put the CPU right here. And now we're going to plug back in our PCI one, and we're going to feed this back through here. It's going to come all the way up to the top, to this top hole, and I'll move the camera. I'm going to have to move the camera down so you can see that. Can you see in there? Yeah. So right here is the one that says CPU on it. So we just fed that guy through here, and it's simply going to loop, and let's see which way you go. The square is on that side, so I think it goes just like this. There we go. So there's that, and we'll hook up all these fans in just a little bit. And this one actually came with ability to even hook up like 7 more fans. I don't need to use them because I don't quite have that many fans. Here it is. So it has this little guy right here that you can actually give it power, and then you can actually power actually 4 more fans, plus little thermostats on at least 3 of them. So if they have temperature gauges. But I really don't need that. Alright, so we've now got in our 2 drives. We've got in our 2 you see that? Maybe we need to raise it back up. So we got in our 2 optical drives, we'll call it that. We got in our 4 hard drives, and they're ready to go, except for we haven't ran the actual SATA cables for those yet, which we'll talk about later. We also haven't ran the SATA cables for that, just power. And we've got our CPU power all set up. So in the next video, I believe this is good enough for this video. In the next video, we will go ahead and put in our CPU, and then we'll connect all the rest of these little guys. Now, one thing I already did is I simply placed this, it came with a little block to make it easier to plug it in, because normally on the motherboard there's a piece that looks just like this, that's just a whole bunch of little pins, and you have to line them up. So I've already actually just came here and hooked the power switch here to the power, the reset switch here to the reset. We got, what's on this side? The hard drive LED to the hard drive LED. And the power LED to the power LED. Then we just have this extra one because sometimes the power LED is actually 2 really close together, so it's just giving you that as a possibility. I'm just going to put half of that on that guy, because this is not going to have anything going to it at all. In fact, we could put it on the ground to make sure. So if we put that on ground like that, just to get it out of the way, then when we plug this in, which lines up perfectly, it just makes it easier. So I've already done that twice now. And then we have these, which is our this is our USB, this is our HD audio, this is our USB 3, and this will be our SATA for, actually this one might want to come in, no, it's going to go right up in here. So this is our SATA for our docking station up top, and I think that's about it. Then all we have is all these fans to plug in, and we'll be moving right along. So anyway, guys, that's what we got left so far. Is pretty much just to get our CPU in and plugged in, the fan on it, and then we just have to connect our cables, seal it up, and power it up, and hope it doesn't explode. Alright, well guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this. It's really kind of hard to see the stuff that's going on inside of here, but hopefully it's at least giving you an idea, making you comfortable with the concept of, hey, I could build my own system that doesn't look quite as hard as I thought it might be. Or even if you have a system currently and you need to repair it, why go pay, you know, buku bucks to someone to put in a new video card for you when all you have to do is undo one screw, pull it out, put in the new video card, put back in that screw, you know. Really easy to do. Hopefully this is giving you the tools that you'll need to be able to understand what's going on in your computer. But anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. Like I said, I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Comment, like, subscribe, check out my other channels, follow me on Twitter. There's so much stuff to say right there. I'm not going to always say it. I know I say that all the time too. But anyway guys, thanks so much. And until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.